Okay, it's been a little while once again. Work's kept me really busy. I built and started flying this TBS Caipirinha. It is a foam FPV wing. As you can see, there's pull-outs. You can put your FPV camera in there. Your FPV transmitter will go right there. This nice hole in the front so your GoPro to go in there. I've been flying it for a while. Everybody's had ups and downs with this thing. The winglets are velcroed on. It works. They flap a lot. You could permanently secure them. It is nice when they'll pop off and crash though. I've been beating it to death today. What I've noticed, everybody does talk about how this thing will stall, and you can stall it. It uses an 8.5 prop. As you can see, I got one on there right now. That's a carbon prop. With the motor and the electronics, if you buy it with their electronics, you get that speed controller, that motor, that prop. It's a 2S 3300 pack, which is they sell one too. I actually got this from a guy on the forums. Anyway, a couple of things I have noticed. It will stall. The weight to power ratio, I mean, it flies fine. If you slow it down too much, it's going to go into a spin and you're not coming out of it probably. When that happens, you can pop these off, nothing big deal. The last 3 hits I've had to the ground, it was always directly on the nose. As you can see, there's nothing here. Well, there used to be. The bottom of the plane used to be there. It used to be about the same thickness as this section right here on the bottom. It's gone. It comes with a plywood glue together GoPro holder like the motor mount is. That's my new one. You can see I got dirt all over that. I put it in those a couple of times out in the field today. The wooden one, after a couple of good crashes, will tear up. The way it works, the Velcro goes down and there's a little channel right here for it and comes out the bottom of the plane, and then you're supposed to glue the GoPro holder in to this section, and the Velcro comes out the front of it, so it's just behind the camera holder is all it is. Okay, and that's great. So if it was to tear out, it just comes out. Okay, great. You glue this in, it doesn't stay. Couple good crashes, it flexes, it will come out. So if it was glued good to the bottom, which mine was, as you can see, because the bottom is now gone, you end up with a bottomless plane. Well, my 3D printer, and all I did was print me one, a GoPro holder for my 3D printer for this plane. As you can see, drop it in, it goes in there just fine. I no longer glue it. I'm going to probably glue it to the back of this. I stuck a longer Velcro cable down through the same hole as made for the battery compartment and brought it back up the front and around. Now what I noticed when I did this, it does hold fine. A couple good hard crashes and you start to tear it out back here. So before long you end up tearing out the whole nose if you're not careful. I just put some glue on that. I'm going to let that sit overnight. You know, and that's probably got a lot to do with the fact that on the bottom here, if you notice, they put a piece of wood there and the strap goes, the wood's glued in, the strap goes around the wood and back up through for the battery holder so it can't pull through the foam. Well, you know, there's a lot of foam there. There's actually, I put the 2 carbon rods in. You can see the cuts going both ways. And that white there, that's where I glued the carbon rods in. So the carbon rods come right to the tip. Right there. So That's probably the only reason I didn't tear the whole front of that out from that battery crash. Oops. Other than that, I still like the plane itself. I mean, once you get the CG set, it does fly well. As I said, using an 8.5 prop, which is what's recommended with that motor, it does seem slightly underpowered to me. I had some 3-blade props. I flew one of these props for about a month, and I'm pretty sure this is an 8.5 3-blade. Yes, it is. The extra oomph it gives you, all the difference in the world. I mean, it let me coast in and come to almost a dead stick and take back off and be able to climb out. My climb rate was much improved. The bad thing, of course, is because, you know, of how the plane's set up. When I was flying out in the fields in high grass, I would land in the high grass. The grass was always about 8 inches, maybe 14 inches tall in the horse fields. And that was great. But on a regular ground, well, guess what happens? So, that's not always a good answer. I guess if you're going to catch your wing, that's a great answer. But, I mean, it does fly fine on an 8.5. You just have to be a little cautious about your speed. You know, I thought about just buying another, the foam core itself and just moving everything over. But I can deal with not having the bottom of this. I could actually print one and glue it into place, I guess, if I wanted to. I may do that, I don't know. But the printed GoPro holder, you can get that on Thingiverse. It's 10 times stronger than what the plywood is. So if you can get access to a 3D printer, know someone that has the ability to get access to one, or even if you just get on Thingiverse, you can order it on there. You can actually pick the print, and they'll print it and send it to you for cost. I don't know how much that cost is, but I can tell you now, the printed GoPro holder, I mean, is well worth it. I just cracked that one doing that, but when I did it with the other one, see, that's from all the crashes, which that's still usable. As soon as I pushed on the front of the plywood one, I actually broke the whole thing out twice. So I would probably look at getting somebody to maybe do me one of these if you have to replace it. Other than that, it comes with the JST ends for the motor. I went to the EC3s. Other than that, that's about all I got on this. Like I said, it's durable. I've put it in the posts, fence posts, all kinds of stuff. I mean, face down in the ground, as you can see. I mean, look, face down several times. Pick it up, throw it back in the air, and fly again. So if you're looking for a durable wing, you don't want to pay tons of money. I mean, without the electronics, it's $99 from Team Black Sheep. Thank you. Have a good day.